Okay, good evening. How is everybody? Everyone have a great week. It's funny. We were talking about tonight's training. We were driving back from Jacksonville, and it's pretty hard to follow up Tara Wilson. It's like the woman is amazing, and it's I think if we would have just let her, she would have went on for an hour and a half, 2 hours. She was just on such a roll, man. You can tell she is just passionate about what she does, and her belief factor is just way beyond any normal person. I mean, she's just off the charts with her belief. But I thanked her many times for everybody, and her comment is anytime. That's she's a sweetheart with that. I mean, it was zero, and April and I are kind of funny with we don't like to ask anybody to do anything if we even think that it's somewhat of a bother to them. We don't want to do it. And we saw Tara, I don't know, a month or so ago in South Florida, and you could just tell she offered and is not a bother. She is thrilled to do it. And it's just awesome. But a couple things. We had a great week, and we were gone all week. We were up in New York for 3 days, and we've been in Jacksonville for the last 2 days. But I'm going to go over a few different things with you, and let me just pull up a slide so I don't miss anything here. Um, Hold with me one second. Okay. So obviously we are winding down. It's December 15th. The subscriptions went out today. So we only have two more subscriptions left for the year. The December 20th and 25th. But I was looking at what we talked about on the first day of December, and I just want to share some stuff with you. I had mentioned what we do in the first half of December will determine how the second half of the month goes. And I can tell you for April and I, we're up 20,000 over last month, over November. We're down 20 from October, okay, but we're up 20 over November. And and that's good, okay? And we're happy with that, okay? We'd always want to be up more, but that's just 2 weeks into the month, so we're good with that. And subscriptions are up, enrollments are up, and overall volumes up 20,000 with our team. So, and we're just about at diamond at, on the whatever today's the 15th. So we're good with that. But it's really important that we pick up the communication between now and the 31st. All right. And I want to share something with you. Keep in mind the company has run sales in past years to end the year, because December not only is it the end of a year, but it's the end of a quarter for LifeVantage. Okay. It's the end of their second quarter. And a lot of times, and no, it won't be Protandim, it won't be collagen, it won't be GLP-1. If they run a sale, it'll be everything else. Okay. And they've done that a number of years at the end of the year for the last week or the last 6 days, like the 26th through the 31st. Now, we have not heard a single word about it, not a hint, not an inkling. This is just coming from Bobby and April, but they've done it 3 or 4 times in the 7 years that we've been here. And a lot of you've been here a lot longer than we have. So, just keep in mind that you never know if they do their end of month call on the 26th. They're obviously not going to do it on the 25th because that's Christmas, but don't be surprised if they pop a sale on us. Okay. But one thing, when we were up in New York and April was visiting with her mom, I had an opportunity to kind of reach out to some of the prospects that I've been trying to reach, and not really had any luck reaching them. I've probably had them as leads for maybe anywhere from a week to 2 weeks, and I haven't been able to get him really to even text me back, never mind pick up the phone. But on Friday, I got 4 out of 5, and later in the day, I got the fifth one. And what's going on with a lot of people, and you and I, we have this thing in our heads that, like, well, you just can't talk to people when it gets close to Christmas or after Christmas. And man, that is number one, that's stinking thinking. But number two, it's just dead wrong. Do you know how many people now at their jobs? I was talking to my son Chad today. We had about 25 of us were up at Jacksonville for the Jets game, the Jets Jaguars, and when they were playing Jacksonville, so we went up there, and we met a lot of our son Sean's been going with the same girl for a while, and a lot of her family came down from New York, so there were like 25 of us at the game. But I was talking to Chad, and we're talking about getting together to play pickleball. I want him to meet another business friend that April and I have. So I'm saying, what's the rest of your week or year look like? And he just looked at me and just kind of smirked. And he says, I ain't doing nothing, man. It's just I have a short trip, a day in and out up to Pennsylvania this week, and then I'm kind of done. Now he's a high level corporate guy. He's, a six-figure guy. And a lot of people, they're going through the motions at work. Now they may not be off for the last 2 weeks, but the year's kind of over. So don't hesitate to reach out to people now. This is a good time to talk to people. Now, look, if you got people that they're retail, they're in the retail industry and they're working around the clock and things like that, that's a different story. But if you got friends that are in corporate jobs, a lot of them are kind of calling it a year now, and it's a good time to reach out to people. And I'm going to be talking to all five of these people, and I have a bunch more, but these are people that I hadn't even talked to for the first time that Friday all picked up the phone, and I had really good conversations with them. And these were business conversations. This was not customer stuff, okay? April probably talked to you. What a great time, because she's on the phone with customers all the time. What a great time of year it is to be dealing with customers, okay? But these were business calls, and they were happy to do it because their time had freed up. And that's why I said, when I was talking to my son Chad about getting together to play pickleball so I can introduce them to this other person so they could do some business together, it was like, Dad, I can play any day you want. I get back from Pennsylvania on, I don't know, Wednesday or Thursday, and then I'm good to the end of the year after the first. So and he's corporate, and it just made me think that's going on with a lot of corporate people. Okay, so keep that in mind. We definitely want to close the month strong so we can start next month fast. Now, as far as GLP-1 goes, and I said this in my text, all of November has been shipped. Okay. They are, and this is off the record, folks, but the anticipation is, and don't go calling the company and getting me in trouble, okay? But the anticipation is the next batch is coming in this week and they will start shipping December. Okay. And that means we're getting close. Okay. So start going about business as usual. Okay. I'm not saying they're not going to wait a week or two, but this 6, 7 week stuff is over. Okay. That stuff is over, and you just need to start going out. You can always blame shipping on it's the holiday season and everybody's slow. Okay. You can just, but you got to get back to just doing normal business. So it's, we're excited about it, and we're just getting back into things. Now, on January 11th, that's the big, that's the next big corporate event. And, I've mentioned this, you're either going to wine or you're hosting one. Those are your two options. Okay. And you definitely want to have guests and teammates with you. Make it fun. If you're in an area where it's going on, maybe if you're out west, make it a breakfast brunch thing because it's earlier in the day. If you're on the East Coast, then do some sort of late brunch or lunch thing. But that's the next big event. I have no idea what they're going to roll out and what they're going to announce after that, but they're going to kind of lay out the year. That's kind of like the president on the 20th when they swear him in. He lays out, well, the State of the Union generally comes a little bit later, but they lay out the plans for the year. Well, that's what corporate's going to be doing on the 11th, and it's going to be building towards April's global event. Okay. Some of you have been texting and asking about hotels. April, do you even know what one we're in? Oh,
The
we're
Radisson.
we're in the Radisson. They're adding hotels all the time. If they add a hotel, it's really close to the event. You don't have to sweat it. We're not all going to be in the same hotel. They just keep filling up and they keep adding new ones. So there's no way we'll all be in the same place, but we'll all be real close to each other that we can do whatever we want together. Okay. Um, but as far as a live event goes, and April and I aren't sure where we're going or what we're doing yet, and Tampa is definitely, a very real possibility. But Brandon Cunningham and his wife Lynette and his team, they do a wonderful job hosting events, and I'll put up, I've already posted the event, but they're doing an all-day event, a couple hours of training before the corporate virtual, and then laying out a to-do list, getting started fast a couple hours after it. So, if you're in the cold weather and you want to get in the warm weather, come on down for that. Brandon does a great job with it. And the next slide I'll put up so you can take a screenshot. It's only $25 and lunch is included. I mean, he just does a wonderful job with what he does. Okay. And so, yeah, lunch is included. It's $25. It's all day. I asked them how many it'll hold, and they can get as many as 150 people in. So there'll be a nice crowd there. Okay. And then last, before I give it to April, I want to mention that we're going to skip next Sunday night. We're getting close to Christmas. A lot of people are going to be doing a lot of stuff. So we will not have our fast start next Sunday, but we will be back on the 29th so we can close out the year. Okay. Just with whatever. And for any of you that need to reach us, and we don't do a 20, you know how to get us. Okay. We're going to be around. We've been doing our traveling, so we're going to be around. So if you have to reach us, feel free. But April, can I
Yeah,
take this
thanks.
down and you take over?
Yep. Let anybody in. So I hope you're all doing good. Hope you're enjoying what is of the holiday season already. A little along, Bobby, he kind of touched on it quickly, and I want to put a little different angle on it. Obvious is selling products. I mean, you can still sell product. People need to get their product now if they want to go on their next weight loss, journey. Typically the 26th now of December starts the new weight loss season. So product sales isn't obvious, but you know what sometimes isn't really obvious is recruiting during the holidays. And you can still do that very easily. It's a time, and you've heard us talk about this before, it's a time where you're out more. You may be doing more shopping in person, particularly as we get closer. Maybe you're at a makeup counter. Maybe you've gone out to a restaurant. You're picking liquor up at the liquor store. I don't know what you're doing, but you're out. You're out doing stuff more than you normally would be throughout the rest of the year. And did you ever have let me back it up. Two big questions people get during the holidays and really kind of any time is, I don't have time. And particularly, I don't have money this time of the year because, again, we all want to decorate our houses. We want that costs extra. We need extra food, extra entertainment. We want to buy special gifts. So, yeah, the holidays can be real expensive. So again, people say, I just don't have money. So, we know that they're expensive. And a lot of times people even take, second jobs. It might be Uber or something like that. But have you ever been out and someone is giving you that service again at a restaurant or maybe it's picking up clothes at the dry clean, I don't know, anywhere you're out, we're out so much and sometimes we don't realize it, but people can be real friendly and you think, gee, I really kind of like that person, or the service they've given you is super good, and you may think, wow, they'd be great for our business. So what's an easy way to ask somebody or how to approach opening our opportunity. And, it simply can be that, give them a compliment, depending on what it is. If it's the restaurant, maybe you just say, I love your personality, your smile. You always, you just seem so happy, great service, really, really appreciate you. Um, and then you can simply ask them, just say, hey, I work for this great company and I'd like to see if you'd be a great fit for it. Do you keep your options open for looking at other opportunities? And then they'll either say yes or no. So it's pretty easy that way. So just say our company's always looking for great talent, and do you keep your options open? And you've kind of heard different, we always say these things, we compliment and then we ask if they keep their options open. And when you say it like that, most 99.9% of people are going to say yes. People are not going to say, no, I don't keep my options open. And if they do, it's really not the right person. So better to cut that conversation at that point anyway. But the next step sometimes gets, I think, a little tricky because people will say, great, what is it? So, again, if they're, you've picked up your clothes at the dry cleaner, or maybe it's, the receptionist at a doctor's office or whatever, you can kindly say that, right now isn't really the time or the place. I'd like to share some more information with you, see if you're a great fit. If it's all right with you, I'll text you and then we can set up an appointment to talk. And they'll say, great. And then you shove your phone in their hand and get their phone number. Don't try to fumble around or anything. Make sure you hand them your phone and they will put their phone number in it. So, worst case, they may not be the right person at that moment, but you know what? You're databasing again. You're collecting more phone numbers to be dripping on people so that you now have time. You're going to set up a time down the road, but you'll also set up time to continue to drip on them so that they can get a bigger picture of the opportunity. But, again, there's a few key things that when you do that, just one, are your options open? However you want to phrase it, you've got to ask them, let them know I work for a great company that's always looking for talent. We're looking for special people. So do you keep your options open? And then the second part of that is, and Bobby and I get this, when you're up on social media, when you're up on Instagram or Facebook, if you're running stuff, people are going to be quick to say, how much does it cost? And just tell me more before we have a conversation. And so you always have to throw it back to them and say, I need to see, because I'm the boss. I'm the one that's in charge. I'm the one that's thinking of spending my time training you. I need to see if you're a good fit for this or not. So that kind of puts them in their place. So, are they open? Set up the appointment. Are they a good fit? But again, you will get more phone numbers if your phone is ready and you just hand them your phone. What are they going to do if you hand them the phone and they take it and now they're like, what are they going to say? No, I don't want to put my number in. I mean, it's so awkward that you will get their number very easily. And then you can just, text to set up an appointment. If for some reason they don't get on the phone to do an appointment, like Bobby said, you can continue to call. It's amazing to me the number of people that won't answer their phone if they don't know the number coming in. So one of the things that I do when I meet people right away is I text them on the spot. As a reminder, this was April, just to jog your memory, we met here, and just something relative to when we met, really appreciated your service or whatever you did. It's a good thing for you and it's a good thing for them. It's a memory jogger for you and a memory jogger for them, because I know a lot of times I'll get home and I will go through my text messages and it reminds me of who then to put in my database and who that I've talked to and stuff. So you want to
April,
do that.
let me say something there. If you've noticed on your phones, when a number is coming in and the name, and you don't have their name in the phone, okay, but the number's coming in, if you've never had anything to do with that number whatsoever, most of the time it says potential spam. Okay, but if you've ever texted anyone, if you've ever messaged anybody, it'll say could be April. Okay, even though April's not in there. So like what she just said, when she hands that over and puts her number, they're giving her their number. If she texts them and says April, and then she's calling, and maybe they didn't put April's name in their phone, but when that number comes in, it's not going to say potential spam. It's going to say could be April Wagner because her name showed up in her phone somewhere. Okay. And now these phones just pick it up and say that. So sorry, April.
No, that's okay. Yeah. So that's what all of that I'm trying. I'm just looking at the chat to see if anybody said anything. So a classic approach. Okay. So Fred is very familiar with this. So yeah, this is just an easy way, and it when you phrase things that way, people don't say no. They just say yes, whether they're interested or not. But again, it gives you more opportunity and it takes the awkwardness up. Whatever they're doing, if they're in a restaurant serving or whatever, now is not the time or the place. If it's all right, I'll text you and then we'll you're setting up an appointment right away with them. So those are just some tips as you go through the holidays, because again, we will meet more people. The same thing at a party. If you meet somebody at a party, I never get into the opportunity of what we do. I loved meeting you and I think we should connect further. Here's my phone. Here's your number. So, it gives me more time when it's convenient for me and not so awkward with people that maybe I don't even want listening to what I have to tell this person or share with this person. So, just even today, we went to a football game and they're really strict about what you can bring into these stadiums these days. And it has to be a certain size bag and it has to be clear and stuff. I did have my phone, but I made sure I had a pen and paper because I never know when I want to write something down or a thought comes to mind or whatever. So, just always being prepared to do business. And then we did the postcards again with the weight loss. I had mine here. I don't know what I did with it, but anyway, so, just always be prepared to do business, because the worst thing when you're not mentally prepared to do business is you walk away and 5 minutes later, you're like, darn, that would have been a great person for me to talk business with. And when you train your mind, and we've all done it, I can remember very early on in the beginning, I'd meet great people. And because I wasn't prepared, I hadn't thought out how I want to do business, whether it be with my phone or a piece of paper and pen, I would let people slip through the cracks. They'd slip right through my fingers and I'd think about it later. So, just a little preparation before you're going out. Ladies, I think it's easier for us, but everybody's always got their phone on. Catalina showed me not even probably a year ago, but my phone is a strap that I wear on me now, just like a mini purse. So it is never far from me. I can still hold a drink and I can do anything else I want with my hands, but my phone is there. So if I want to get somebody's phone number so that I can talk more to them about the business. And that's what is so important. Those people that you meet in person are usually the best people. I mean, I met a girl that's really close. In fact, she texted me over the weekend, really close to getting started again. Just a casual meeting. We haven't really spent much time other than texting back and forth. And I don't think she was going to do anything. We've kind of friendshiped on and off Facebook, and all of a sudden, she just says, I need that stuff. So, we'll talk tomorrow. So, but yeah, so, just be prepared as we go through the holiday. It doesn't need to always be product. You could be missing a great new consultant. And consultants on all levels are great. Sometimes we hesitate, but anybody that wants to be a consultant, let them be a consultant. Let them be the consultant they want to be. If they want to be a consultant in name only, great, I'm happy. They want to be a piddler where they don't really do much and maybe they refer one or two people, great. Same thing with a customer. Bobby and I had a customer last week, gave us 2 referrals and doesn't want to be a consultant. So I'm not going to badger her to be a consultant. And the other thing is, I want
You'll
you to
send
feel
her a gift,
comfortable.
though. We appreciate that. You'll send her a gift.
I want you to feel comfortable with leaving people as a customer if that's what they want to be, because the loyalty points kick in $5 for every 50. So, they're getting $15 off that next GLP-1 order anyway. So it's not like, and you think about the money that we earn on it. And if they be a consultant, they could get the product cheaper, but then they lose the loyalty points. So it really is kind of the same thing, but just let people be where they want to be. And if she's happy to be a customer and just give me the referrals, I'm thrilled. At any point she says she wants to upgrade to a consultant, I'm thrilled. I'm just thrilled with whatever people want to do. I leave them where they are and they're happy. And if they grow and want to do more at some point, that's great too. I think you've heard me say this. The word great is probably the most used word I use in my vocabulary. Everything's great. So anyway, anything else you want to add, Bobby? Or
No, other than, you know, take advantage of this time of year. You have Christmas, you have Hanukkah starts on Christmas this year. You have New Year's coming up. Take advantage of getting out amongst people and being social. And always lead with your heart, but keep in mind we got what everybody needs and wants. Okay. We have a way to help them be healthier. We have a way to help them live longer. We have a way to help them lose weight. And the biggest one of all, we have a way to help them earn money. Okay. And never be apologetic about it, because that is the greatest gift that we all have, is what we have been gifted with in this business. And this is a time where we're just going to be out a lot. I look at this week. I mean, we were gone all week, and it was great. We got around people that we hadn't seen in a long time. We had a chance to catch up with family. We had a chance to meet what could be new family in the coming year or so. Who knows? But one thing I did want to say, and I'd love to hear from you guys if you have any questions. Allie, I have to say something to you. Your video putting your pants on that didn't fit cracked me up. Freaking cracked me up. That is the kind of stuff. If you're not friends with Allie, you should look her up. But she did the kind of stuff, and I posted my two sons and the one girlfriend today. We were hanging out on the railing. His girlfriend put together this whole party for this game. We were under a tent. It was all you can eat for 3 hours, all you could drink for 3 hours. We was down on the field. Our seats were like 12 rows off the field. It was great. Okay. But they were just having a good old time goofing off, and they didn't know I was videoing them. And I was videoing them doing this crazy dance, and they were trying to get the attention of the stadium so they could get up on the big screen, and they didn't realize I was videoing them while they're trying to get up on the big screen. And I posted it, and people just cracking up in my stories. Well, that's what happened to me, Allie, when I saw you. It's just like the way you're jumping around in the pants, and then they fit with the GLP-1. Don't have fun. I guess that's what it comes down to. We're all serious about the business, but have fun being serious. Just have a good time with it. It's so much fun. So anyone got anything they want to share before we go? We're going to keep it short tonight because Tara had us an hour last week. So we're going to keep it short tonight. You're off next Sunday night, but if you got anything, have at it. What do you got, folks? Everyone good? Cool. That's great. Well, just one more thing with the GLP-1. We've been getting some good information on it. And the best advice April and I could give you is get back to normal. Just start treating it like normal. December orders are going to start going out this week, and being behind a week or 10 days is no big deal. Okay. So let's just do that. And so we will talk to you like this again after Christmas. So Merry Christmas, everyone. And
Merry
to my
Christmas.
Jewish friends, Happy Hanukkah. That'll still be going on next time we talk to you. But enjoy the holidays. You know how to reach us. Okay. We're not disappearing on you, but enjoy having a Sunday night off. We love you too. Jennifer, thank you for that. But we appreciate you all. Let's finish strong. Let's have some fun, and let's make 2025 the greatest year we've ever had in this business. So bye, everyone. See you in 2 weeks.
Merry Christmas.
Merry
Merry
Christmas, all.
Christmas.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.